That's the red squirrel cage right there from a distance. They were released about 2 weeks ago. This is a box we hung for them on the tree. They do have access to the cage, but they're not using it anymore. They were sighted in the box about 4 days ago. I don't think they're up there now. That's hard to tell. I don't use this cage for my grays anymore. Might have to this year. Because of the 1/2 x 1 wire, we've had 3 squirrels actually lose their legs from predators pulling them through on this wire. I think what they were doing was getting their leg hooked by the elbow, and then they would be hanging, yelling, and attracting predators, because we never had anybody get in trouble with these cages on the inside of the clinic, but we have 3 times of this cage. So now we are mainly just using it for red squirrels and flying squirrels, because they're not an issue with their legs because they're so much smaller. So it works out well. If I get desperate, we may have to put 1/2 x 1/2 wire over this wire for the grays, but I'm going to try not to do this because this cage does work out well for the reds and the flyers. We are working on building a couple more cages, but you can see that this is quite a large cage. That was the red squirrel's little nest box, which is covered. It's definitely not a predator-proof box, but it was inside a predator-proof cage, so they were fine with that. And that little box is actually covered with the plastic so that it's not going to get soaked. And it's a good-sized cage. I'm going to say it's about 6 feet high, and I think it's 4 feet wide, probably 6 feet wide. As you can see, we've got dirt in it, but that's over the wire. This is a wire bottom. Our cages are fully enclosed, so no predators can dig under them. You can see here, this is another little release hole. You can see how I hold it open. That's probably a 2 x 2 hole, maybe 3 x 3. You can see where a predator actually tried to get into the cage, and you have to realize that this plastic is extremely thick. This is contractor's plastic. They actually use it underneath concrete, large concrete floors. And you can see where something really went to town on this. It was probably a fisher cat. They are an extremely aggressive animal. You can see I've got the food for the... Oh, where's my other bowl? Oh, somebody knocked it down. So somebody was up there eating. Don't know if it was the squirrels or something else eating out of it. But there was a water bowl up there for them. And also, you can see the nuts on the ground right next to it. They knocked it down. We'll have to bring them up some more food. There's plenty of food source right now, as I said. With it raining, there's plenty of water source, so it's not really even necessary to bring these guys up anything right now. But when it dries up, I will certainly supply them with water and supply them with fresh food. And that's our tour of this cage. You can see this cage is extremely tall. As you can see, there has not been a lot of activity in this cage. We have 2 escape holes. There's one right there for when we released. They're left open so the squirrels can come back in. And here's another one right there. Pretty close to the box that's hanging. Now there was a squirrel in this box the other day. So we'll look and see if he's in here. You can see there has not been a lot of activity here because they have not eaten their food. Once again, this cage is solid all the way around. I've got dirt. Actually, I have plastic under this dirt. And then a little bit of shavings for them just to keep it nice. And this cage does not get wet. It's totally enclosed, but gets plenty of sunlight. I am very happy with this cage. My husband just built this for me not too long ago. You can see how tall it is. But no, we have not had any activity coming in and out of this cage. We've had some because that bowl was really full the other day, but we haven't had much. And with good reason. There's plenty of food out there right now for them. These guys were released last week. I released them. So they've been out at least a week now. Let's see if there's anybody in here. No, there is no one in there. He would be skedaddled if he was there. And this is this is the cage we brought him up in before we were building our little cages. I'm very, very happy with this cage. My husband did a phenomenal job on it. And that is our video.